And hello again, Internet. Well, here we are with Crossout. Build, ride, destroy. It's kind of like Robocraft meets Mad Max, and I have been addicted to this game since I started playing it. Now, I had mentioned before that I'd mentioned this game. I'd been kind of teasing it for a little while, but I didn't want to do my free-to-play review of it until I put a little bit more time in, got some more levels into it, and I'm glad I did because I've hit level 17 with the engineers. I've been able to build the Leviathan down there so I can give more input on what this game really is, what some of the features are, what some of the higher level features are, what some of the pros and cons that I've seen with this game so far. Well, let's go ahead and start. What's the basic concept of this game? Well, that's pretty simple. You have a whole bunch of parts, you build a vehicle, and you take it out, combat with it, shoot up other people, just have a good old time. The best part is the matches are nice and quick. They're about 3 minutes a pop. Your vehicles, you customize them yourself, and there's still some limited parts right now. They need to get some more variety in the game, but it is in beta, and I'm convinced they will actually add more. It's kind of a balancing act thing too. There are parts with different levels and such. I actually don't have any above the second tier, the blue parts. There are 5 tiers, I believe. Let's go ahead and take a look at the market here real quick. Yeah, 5 tiers. I only have common and rare. Again, we have this wonderful thing where there are 5 rarities, and you name the second one rare. No, that's not rare. Rare has a specific meaning, and it does not mean slightly slightly less common than common. No. We also then have epic, legendary, and relic, and of course, I don't have any of these 3 tiers. So let's just actually jump right into a game first off. I've got my large vehicle here. We're going to jump into just a normal battle. You see, you have different missions, and the various missions have requirements, and this is your engineer level. You start off with being able to just go for get the machine gun. And these missions, you get some scrap up to a limit. You get 2,800 per week maximum. So if you play a lot, you'll hit that cap. And that's all you get. You can get a random common piece, and this can be anything, including the various cosmetics and stuff, or one of 3 specific pieces. Here you get the chance to get a fuel barrel, a car jack, or a machine gun, hence get the machine gun. Now the thing about these missions is these are individual to you and your party. So I could be doing get the cannon, which I do a lot because I need these boosters, need lots of boosters. Because I've got this lunatic as my second, and I'll get into why I have that. You could be in get the cannon here, and you could be playing against people doing get the shotgun, get the wires. It doesn't matter. It depends on your vehicle level. Wires, when you do get the wires or electronics, now everything up to this only requires the level of you. So you could have a low-end vehicle and come in here. But wires and electronics, as you see, you need a higher level vehicle. That's what this is, your parts score for your car, how strong the car is. And as you see, mine is over 4,000, so I could do either one of these if I wished. But I don't. I'm going to go ahead and go get the cannon. Now, the thing is, as I said, even if I did get the wires or get the electronics, I could be playing against people with lower tier cars who don't have that high number value, so they're not going for the same thing I am. You're grouped in roughly based on your point score. There's mine, 4,800, and as you see, we got a fair mix there. Now, there are some AI bots in this game to try to fill the ranks. There went one right there. That was an AI bot who is getting replaced by a player. So at this point, there's no AI anymore, just a bunch of players, and we're around the 5,000 range. And my vehicle really isn't that great for being 5,000, but it has twin cannons, and I love twin cannons. As you see, I've got this huge behemoth of a machine, very long, lots of armor, kind of. I actually could use better armor on this thing. But the main trick of it is, and all of my weapons are actually white rarity. None of them are particularly impressive. Bam! I have 2 cannons. That delivers quite a death blow. Now, the yellow numbers are numbers that are hitting the cab directly. White numbers are hitting armor. And as you see, I just nailed this guy's cab hard. And he's gone. Now, the best thing is you can actually, like Robocraft, you can shoot the parts off the cars. So you can blow off their armor, you can blow off their guns. I'm losing a lot of my wheels, my guns are gone. I'm going to go ahead and self-destruct now, which is hold down backspace. And if you can get close to them when you're self-destructing, which I couldn't do, that explosion deals extra damage to them. Now, that was my round. I ran in early. I had no problem with that. Now, you can bail out here and you'll get a bit less rewards, but I'm going to go ahead and watch the rest of this match. You can switch between your teammates. You see, this guy's got a pair of purple machine guns and a buzzsaw in the front. And I love these melee weapons. I need to build some myself. You can either craft them. See, here we go. This guy's going to explode. And as you see, he exploded, and he took the guy out with him. That's one of the things you try to do with the explosion. If you're down to the point where you need to self-destruct, that's how you do it. And this guy's got a couple weapon coolers on him to keep those, or not. I'm not sure, actually. But they win because they got the capture. Which team wins? As you see, the round's already over, and we can pull back to the garage, no problem. So, let's talk about what happened in that game. I kind of ran in early, got myself defeated. That's fine. I don't care. I'm just kind of showing the game off right now. Yellow numbers are numbers that deal damage to the cabin, which for me is right here. And you can try to cover it with armor. White numbers are damage to various components, like the tarps here, these pieces of cover. Some of these add actual structure points to your vehicle, like, well, the tarps, these buggy pieces. I'm a lunatic, so I get buggy parts. These just straight up add hit points to the vehicle, as well as being armor on their own. So they serve a dual purpose. I could actually take these from the top here and slap them on the side, which would have been a lot smarter to do. I just haven't bothered to do it yet. And people would have to shoot through it to get to me, and I would still get the bonus from the hit points from it, because that's determined at the start of the vehicle. As you see, I have four wheels on each side. All four of them actually can turn. There are differences between turning wheels and non-turning wheels. It's not necessarily better to have all four of them turn, but a lot of people prefer to have that. That way, if you lose a few of them, you can still maneuver. You can also test your vehicle. And the best part about testing your vehicle is you get to test it against, well, itself. So you can try shooting yourself and seeing how much damage you do. Now, what's the second car over here? This is my Leviathan. Now, these are cars that you don't actually use yourself. These are ones that you set up and use for raids. Once you hit level 16, you get to build a Leviathan. It has a much higher part limit, much higher energy, which is why this thing is covered in weapons. Whereas your normal energy is based on your cab, these guys start with a bunch. So as I noticed, I was telling you about how to shoot these things. You can shoot parts off of it. I have the machine gun, which I'll try to take it off the car there. And as you see, the machine gun is not exactly entirely accurate. And they do have heating, but there's no ammo limit. So there you go. So you can just keep there and shoot, shoot, shoot all day long with that, as long as it doesn't overheat. The cannons, and as you see, you'll notice I took the gun off. Cannons are on the front, and I've got two of them that are fired at the same time. You can see down there which button to fire them. Right mouse, where I go, boom, and take a bunch of points off. And you saw how much damage I did there, and using two of them, I actually took one of the cannons off. But what happens if I just hit the cab directly with it? 375 points, and I took off the wheel, so if I do it again... Wow, I'm actually surprised that didn't kill me. This is a tough vehicle, thanks to all the armor on it. Like, that would have killed most vehicles outright. But that took 4 shots of my twin cannon barrage straight into the side of me, where it's not even armored, to kill me, which is one of the reasons I don't worry too much about actually armoring the side. I just have that many hit points. Now, Leviathan, what's the point of the Leviathans? As you see up here, it's got a 1 and a loss rating, and this one actually hasn't gone out yet. I'm going to go ahead and return it. Get reward. If there was a reward, I would have gotten it there. And the reward is generally, for every win, you get 15 copper. So what do these Leviathans do? Well, I'm going to go ahead and deploy it. Actually, I can go ahead and test drive it real quick to show off. Now, notice that all these guns fire automatically, because it's kind of an AI vehicle. it's designed to be. And mine is a bit slow because these parts dragging on the ground, and I know they're dragging on the ground. I'm okay with that. It has a whole lot of cannons in the front, although the cannons in the front do have limited shots. It's got a bunch of cannons, some missile launchers. On the back, it's got shotguns and machine guns, so if you try to get around it. It also does have a turret launcher, but I don't think the AI actually uses that, so it's kind of a waste on this vehicle, but I'm too lazy to change it right now. We're going to go ahead and deploy that again. So what does it mean when it's deployed? Well, when we go back to our normal car and battle, you see there's also raids and brawls. For raids, I don't know if it's invasion. It might be invasion, or just these others here. Like if this was a defense or if this was a defense, these things change constantly. These might be where the Leviathans are. I don't know which one they show up in off the top of my head, but I have seen Leviathans before, so I think a normal defense would do it, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong. Actually thinking about it, I know it doesn't do it, so it might just be invasion that has them. Okay, so why do you do raids? Well, one thing is these are PvE missions, but as you see, they cost fuel. I'll tell you how to get fuel in just a minute here. One of the things you get from them is you get copper used for building. This is not a limited resource. You can get as much copper as you need. You also get these coupons, which are used to buy certain boxes in the game. Yes, this game has loot boxes. Now, you have 2 easy missions, which only need level 20 or 20 fuel. As you see, there's a couple different types, and these change every couple hours, what's available. And you can get up to 6 coupons between these 2 combined, and that's per day. You do the medium one here, and you actually do have to have a higher level. You have to have a higher level car, higher level yourself with the engineers. And these 3 to 4 people, well, it's the matchmaking will generally put 4 people together. And you can get up to 20 coupons a day here, which as you can see I've already gotten because this is what I spent all my fuel on for various missions. Up on hard, takes 100 fuel, but you get copper. Now notice you get 1 for every 12 reputation. And this is every 35 reputation, and this is every 120. So even though it costs a lot more fuel, you get a lot more copper on this. But is it worth it? I don't know. I've not actually done these hard ones, which requires you to be level 5 with one of the side, which I am. I'm actually level 7 on Lunatics, and can get you up to 40 coupons per day. And the invasion will get you up to 150. And even here, for destroying... Oh, yeah, this is where the Leviathans are. For destroying 1 Leviathan, you receive 3. If you destroy 2, you get 10. If you destroy 3, you get 21. So it's kind of a gamble there. And the Leviathans, as I showed you, they're built by other players. So it's the team versus the Leviathans, and it's great. I actually need to play this more often. Get a lot of coupons. So what is all this scrap, wires, electronics, copper, coupons? What are those all used for? Well, if you go into the factions, and here's the thing. Everyone is an engineer. You start with engineers. You get a little basic car, which I'll actually show you in a little bit, and then you just start leveling it up. As you gain levels, you get, as you see, you get parts, you get extra increases, you get your paint here at level 2, the first one. And as you keep going, you can get higher part limits, some player portraits, higher fuel limits. I'm actually down, as you see, I'm at this point here where I have 50 parts on my vehicle. And from this point, I can still get more parts. There's still one more color I can unlock, but other than that, it's just pieces. Framed, etc., etc. Just parts to build your car. And these ones are not really tradable, unfortunately, because I'd love to get a lot more. But then again, people would probably sell them off and not have anything to build a car with. Once you hit a certain level, you can start doing higher-end manufacturing. And these ones, you need the smaller parts, but you also need, as you see, scrap metal and copper. And as you see, I've got a fair amount of copper and scrap metal right now, to the point where I could actually build one of these. And I'm going to, just not for this faction. Once you've hit level 10 with engineer, you get to choose a second faction. with the exception of Steppenwolves, which you need to be level 25 engineers. These are the basically advanced prestige class. These guys are awesome. They have heavy armor, heavy weapons, but you got to earn them. And as you see, I haven't even gotten there yet. I'm still level 7 with the Lunatics. I chose the Lunatics because they have the melee, they have shotguns, they have quick vehicles, and that's kind of what I wanted to go with usually. So, and I was talking about building a part, and I was saying I like the buzzsaw. I'm going to build one. Now, the buzzsaw does take an energy, but it just, as long as it's in contact with the vehicle, it's doing damage. Let's go ahead and build one right now. Now, you do have, up in your storage, a limited number of things. Up to 200 parts you can have. Now, I'm pretty sure these don't count, because if you take a look in just here, well, this is got to be almost 100 parts alone. Because there's 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 60, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 80. There's almost 100 parts right here, and I have 105 total. So I don't think these actually count, which is good. You can't get rid of them. You can't sell them. You can't salvage them. So they looks like they don't count towards your limit. You just get more of these every time you level. Adds to your customization. It's great. You can't do that anything to the frames either. So hopefully these don't count towards your level, your parts. Only the that would be what this box means, I would assume. Yeah, that box might mean freebie. I hadn't actually noticed that before. And as you see, you get this one freebie cab. You can't get rid of it. That's your starter cab. So you'll always be able to build at least a basic car. Now, this says the growl's in use because it's in the Leviathan. It basically means I can't sell it. That's what I'm using in my Leviathan, of all things. You see you got the weapons here. And you get a fair amount. You generally get one if you do well in a mission. I don't think I got one last time because I didn't do well enough. You actually do have to get a minimum number of points to get one of the drops. But you get a drop almost every time. Alright. So that's how you, that's all the kind of parts you can get. New boosters. I haven't actually used any of the rocket boosters yet. I've been building them for races. Brawls are... Hey, speaking of races, they're on right now. Let's go ahead and build something, shall we? So let's build a car. Let's show you how you do it. Well, this car's already been saved in a blueprint, so I'm just going to hit delete. Boom. Car's gone. I'm starting from scratch. Get used to this. You're going to do it a lot, and I love it. I love this part. Building cars is very easy in this. I'm looking to build a buggy for the races. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this nice lightweight frame here. I'm actually going to set this first one sideways. And I'm going to take a lightweight frame of 6x4, set it here. Actually, I should do this the other way around. Let's put this in the back. Now, this should give me enough length. You are my engine. It doesn't give me enough length. So I'm going to put another 4 in the front. And I'm just going to rotate it because I like having the... I like having these things on the side for the front parts, or for the parts that I can. So let's move you up front. Now, I have 8 energy I can use. Or 9 energy because of my cabin, the growl. First thing I'm going to want to do is I'm not going to put the fuel barrel on. This is how you get oil. And I'll tell you about that in just a minute. Do I want the car jack? Why is that in... I guess I put the car jack on the other thing. I don't know why, but I did. So each rocket booster takes 3 energy. Let's put 3 energy on it. And I'll actually have a weapon cooler as well. I have 1 normal booster. Well, that's not very helpful. So I am going to go ahead and put the light engine on, because this just makes my car faster. And the growl is, of course, one of the faster cabs. So this is going to make me even faster. I will put 3 rocket boosters on this baby. 1, 2, 3. And for the heck of it, let's go ahead and put this normal booster up on top, because I can. So this will give me a bit more strength in the races. I want that. I have no idea if this works on boosters, but supposedly it lets them cool down faster, at least for weapons. I don't know if these count as the weapons. I'll put it on anyway. I've not tested it. I only just built one. And I'll put the car jack on. That way, if I get flipped, I can flip myself back over. I have the energy for it anyway. Now, I don't need to put any weapons or armor on this because there's no shooting during races. So now I need wheels. I'm going to put 2 up front. And while I can usually put on 6, and I usually like to for the races, I'm only going to put on 4 because the more wheels you have, the less acceleration. Now, before I actually go and do the race, I want to test this out. I want to see how stable it is. It's pretty stable. I want to see how fast it goes. Oh, it is quick. Doesn't really look like the... words. So it doesn't look like the weapon cooler is doing that much. And I'm going to set that one actually to my left click so that that other booster is separate from the other 3 entirely because they have a different cooldown time. To do that, you come down here to weapons. And this Avia booster, switch it to the right mouse click. So, I'm ready to race. Brawls are a limited time thing. Next mission will be available at 6 hours, 41 minutes. You get scrap from the brawls. If you win, you get a DIY loot box. These things aren't great, but it's good to have one. Hey, you know, more loot boxes, more loot boxes. And you can get, once you've done 50 of the brawls, you can get enough of these spray paint cans to build the paint. So I'm going to go ahead and race here. And again, it kind of puts you in the same type of level as your cars, which is one of the reasons my car is so minimalist right now. I don't have that. I didn't put a bunch of extra stuff on it, although it is fairly high rank. And actually, it looks like, as you see, we've got a couple people who are lower rank here, so it didn't matter all that much. Mine's only a 2,000 point vehicle. And I am already in the lead and already losing it. Ow, 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 get off me. Right off the bat, I'm slipping. I'm way out back. I might want to put 2 more wheels on this thing anyway. Or not, yeah, 2 more wheels to keep me a little bit more grounded. Oh, shit. Ew, these things are hard to control with the 3 boosters on the back. Yeah, I think I might actually add more wheels just for the hell of it. Because this is just not working for me. Well, I passed a couple people there. And that's what I've been building these boosters for, is these races. And I will be doing more of these off stream. Gosh, I hope these things are still around when my stream's over, because I love the races. And I don't know, you'll notice a couple cars there exploded. Now, that can happen if you actually go too fast. If all your boosters are going and you're already going quickly, other people are just leaving this one because, oh, I'm not going to win, I don't get the reward. You still, I still want to stay in, because I don't know if you bail, it counts against your 50. Look at that flipping, woohoo! I don't know if it counts against your 50, but my words just failed me. I want to get the paint job. I like paint jobs. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Missed. Woo! It is harder to control this when you got more boosters. Much harder. I used to do good on these things when I only had the smaller booster. Having 3 of them is not helping either. I think I'm actually going to set it up so that only 2 of them go off, and the other one will be a right click. So you've just watched me utterly fail a race. Complete and utter failure. This was miserable. Now each race is 3 laps long. Look at that. Yeah, I'm getting too much. I want to stagger those so that I'm not basically going out of control every time I use my boosters. And I'm definitely going to put a couple more tires on. Oh, destroyed for being idle on the checkpoint. That's what happened. What? I wasn't idle on the checkpoint. I was stuck on the checkpoint's what I was. God, Raynor's already finished? Wow. Yeah, when it finishes, it cuts down to 1 minute left on the race, so... And I love the races. I love doing these. I will definitely have to redo this vehicle and try again some other time. I still don't know if the weapon cooler is working or not. Would be nice to have more boosts than normal. But one of the tricks is don't just put all your boosts on one. You kind of want to stagger them because you notice there's some downtime between the boosts. So if I had 4 of those big boosters, it would actually be doing it in 2 and 2. So I would have 2 that go off at one point, and I have 2 that go off at another point. Defeat. So Raynar got himself a box. Go back to the garage. But I did get some of the rewards there, so it's not like it was a complete loss. And my driver mastered up. My driver leveled up. Drivers are a new thing that were added in patch 6.6. We're at 0.7 now. You have driver based on which of the factions you've been with. Now, I've leveled up Bulldog to 4. They get, as you see, different skills as they level up. The problem is, at level 5, 10, and 15, their skills require you to spend resources. In this case, 900 scrap to get this skill. And you can't get the skills behind it until you get this skill. So even though he just leveled up to 8, and I could have extra cannon damage, which would be nice, I can't actually increase it unless I'm willing to sacrifice 900 scrap, which I might do, but I like doing crafting. So, crafting, what's up with that? Well, I've only ever done blue so far, and as you see, it takes 1 hour to finish every blue thing you craft, or you can do it early with cash coins. This is real world money, and all of the stuff on the market is spent with this money, and it has, much like the Steam store, a 10% tax on every item sold. So the amount of money in the economy is based on how much people have spent, and it diminishes in time. It's an interesting method. Now, the market itself, crafting actually kind of isn't worth it. A lot of people just buy the stuff themselves, sell their scrap, buy the things. And to be honest, that might not be a bad idea because selling scrap. But of course, the prices have been kind of lowering. The market's kind of crashing lately. But the prices have been fairly balanced out. So where do you get the money? Of course, you spend real money on this. You can either straight up buy the coins, or you can do what I'm going to do. I'm buying this baby right here, the Fenrir pack. And I'm doing it next week when I get a little bit more money. And right now my money is being saved for that Steam sale, which should be starting today or soon. So I'm not spending the money yet. I've been saving my money for that sale. But this is the pack that I'm planning on buying right here, the Fenrir. You get the custom paint jobs, which you can actually sell on the marketplace. So there's that. You don't have to keep them. You could sell them, or if you don't have the pack, you could buy them on the market. You get enough coins to do stuff with. This one has a custom cabin, the Fury, and I don't know the specs on it precisely, but the weapon that comes with is that AC-72 Whirlwind Autocannon. That's one of the purples. Now, if you want to test them out before you try them, you come here to packs. Let's check out that Fenrir, shall we? Now, you see I have the Thug Pickup purchased. This was actually in the E3 Humble Bundle for $1, along with a bunch of other things. The E3 Bundle is always a nice little, gives a whole bunch of little gifts. This was worth $1 easily. This is such an upgrade to the basic car. And I know a lot of people that I got to join in had, bought this vehicle right away because, dude, it's only $1 to get it. They were like, wow, this car feels so basic. It doesn't feel like I'm getting much upgrades. Yeah, they didn't play with the stuff without this. This thing was huge. That and the color is good. So, Fenrir. How is it? Well, let's test it out. Test drive. Now, this is all. It only comes with a one weapon. Obviously, you'll have to upgrade and change it yourself. It's not too fast. It comes with a bunch of cosmetic pieces. Now, what's up with the cosmetics, like those pipes, the horns on the front? Cosmetics get you more experience points. They don't add much in the way of armor, and they definitely don't add structure. But they give you more experience points at the end of battle, so they're nice to have, too. They also are not ones that normally drop. As you see, that's Autocannon. It's a pretty powerful gun. And it is a purple. It's got really good accuracy, but it's a little low on the turn. Takes a while to turn. But the accuracy is pretty nice. And as you see, you kind of want to sit there and go pop, 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 pop. And you don't want to hold it down, because if you hold it down, your accuracy goes to hell. That's good if you're close, but if you're far away, pop, 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 pop. Now, I don't have a scope for this, but you can buy a scope as well, so you can zoom in. So that's a great vehicle, and that's why I want to pick that one up. And again, you don't have to use it as is. The whole point of this game is customization. And now, blueprints. Well, what's up with the blueprints? Well, if I wanted to save this, I would just click here on one of these 4 slots. You start with 4, you can get up to 20. You have to craft the others or buy them on the market. To pull one out, you just click on it and click load. So here is my shotgun buggy. It's a shotgunner. Obviously, it's a lunatic buggy, and it does have the turret launcher in the back. It's kind of hard to see, which is one of the advantages of it, and a pair of blue shotguns. Now, the thing with the turret launchers, the automatic weapons, these things are right now a little bit overpowered. In fact, you'll see a lot of drones when you go into battle. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead down here into battle, get the cannon again, because, hey, look, it's those boosters that I like. We're going to go ahead and jump in around and see if we see many drones. Now, one of the things that's going on, this is one of the problems with the game. I mentioned how you basically are paired up with people that are roughly your vehicle level. And you see that my vehicle is kind of covered in parts. I wanted to get as much armor and structure on this thing as I could. And I like the look of the idea that my character, my driver, just takes a vehicle. See, there's one of the air drones right there. Just takes a vehicle and throws whatever he can find on it to try to power it up. Now, one of the problems with this game is you see a lot of times, oh, get away, you're exploding, he's gonna hurt. He's got it so that, oh, damn. He got his wheel stuck between mine, so I couldn't really effectively get out of there. But one of the things people are doing is they're building very minimalistic vehicles with high-end weapons. And they're going into low-tier games with them, or at least as low as they can. And it's pretty brutal. And this vehicle isn't quite set up for it, but I've had one that was, where it was one of just the basic trucks, and about the only things I had on it were the turret launcher and a cannon. And oil barrels. Oil barrels! Hey! I haven't mentioned those yet. Well, I mentioned them, but I haven't mentioned what they're for. The point of the oil barrels is, remember I talked about how you can do the PvP with, or PvE missions using oil. Now, you get oil every day at rollover. You get as much as your maximum cap. But you can get more oil by doing missions. If your team, or doing PvP, if your team wins, you're alive, and your oil barrel is still in one piece, and as you see, mine is sitting under there, under the fire of all places, then you get oil. You get 5 for a small barrel, 10 for that larger barrel, which they just added in the recent patch, and you can put both of them on and get up to 15 oil per match. So, you know, you do a bunch of matches, and you can get the oil that way. Now, there's several ways to win. Right now, we're going to win by capturing. You can either win by straight up capturing all 3 points. What happened there is we killed all of the enemies. At the end of the game, when the time runs out, as you see, I got my 5 oil, I got a booster, and I got some scrap. Here's another nice thing. I'm not clicking return to garage. I'm going to go straight into the next battle with my same car, and the teams get scrambled every time. Some players will drop out, some other players will get added, the teams will get scrambled, with the exception of if you're in a group, you all stay together. Fantastic, and it's quick. As you see, I've just been re-queued back up to the whole thing. So if you have one team that's horribly unbalanced, as long as they're not actually in a party together, it'll even out. It'll just happen for one game. You only lose the up to 3 minutes. So as I said, there's at the end of the time, it's only a 3-minute timer, you can either win by, in order, having more points or having more cars. So if you get 1 point, your opponent gets none, you win. If you both have 2 points, but you have 4 cars left, they have 3, you win. If you both have the same amount of points, say 2 points each, and you both have the same amount of cars, 2 cars, it's a draw, and you're both effectively losing. So that's how you win. And again, this is like Robocraft. You get to tear parts off of cars. There's another drone up there, and I've got mine out. My little turret on the ground. And I have a pair of strong shotguns. But I'm also a... where am I? I'm also a 4,000 point vehicle. So I'm not in a low tier game right now. But The drones are overpowered, especially the air drones. Now, the disadvantage of them is they're kind of a long reload before you can get another one, but they're really easy to destroy if you target them. That's one of the things about this game is you really do want to target your opponent's parts, not just the cabin. A lot of players focus on the cabin, but no. Take off guns, especially. Take off wheels so that they're disabled. Disable them to make it easier to kill them. That's always a good trick in this. And drones, the turrets and drones seem to want to focus on center punches on the cab. Oop, I don't want to be there anymore. The thing is, drones have the big advantage there because they shoot down. And a lot of people don't have much armor for down, and, well, that's where a lot of the weapons are. I mean, look at my 2 weapons are up on top of the vehicle. So, yeah. That's why the drones are a bit overpowered right now, and honestly, I think they do a little bit too much damage and are too low point value. I think they need to be balanced. This guy's got a couple drones on his, which you can see there. I know what the drone parts look like. I don't actually have them. This is the only one I have is the turret. It's still useful, but not as useful. I like to just drop it and run. Well, we're losing this one because we only got 2 cars left, and we're both pretty damaged. In fact, we're both very damaged. In fact, there's just me left now. And they're capping the point, so even if I ran to the point, I wouldn't win. So I have to try to deal with this. Now, these 4 blades up front, those actually do extra damage. Not like the saw, though. If I stay on it, they don't continue to do damage. It's just a bit of extra running damage. There's also bumpers that do that. And we lost because it's either they captured or time ran out. Yeah, time is out. They had more success with the base capture. I'm going to go back to the garage now. Well, I hope I've kind of showed this game off a bit. You can play it in parties. You can do the different... Now, the factions. What's up with the factions? Well, as you saw, the lunatics have buggies. And as you see, you actually do get blueprints as you level up in them. Now, you don't get the parts for these. You just get the blueprint. So you need to build some of the parts yourself. And I can actually run this one myself. But, for example, and where do you find those? You go to your blueprints. They're under faction. You have the engineers one. Like, here is the car that you start with. You will always be able to pick this car. Well, actually, other than the thing down here, I think you can actually get rid of that. But even if you do get rid of it, you can build the car without it. You'll always have these 2 basic machine guns. You'll always have this cab. You'll always have these starter wheels. You always have the frame. You can't get rid of those, and I don't think they count toward your limit. So you can always build this car. So when I say that the Thug is an upgrade, the Thug is an upgrade. It's got a better cab. These are 3 of the higher tier machine guns. It's got a better bumper. It still has the winch on the back, but it's got some cosmetic pieces. These give you extra XP at the end. In fact, we're going to go ahead and load this baby up and do a round just in the default Thug. Not even putting oil barrel on it. Just straight up the Thug as it stands. I don't know how to obtain this car at this point because the E3 Humble Bundle is over. As you see, it's slower than my buggy because your speed is determined by your cab. And I'll say personally that I think they really do need to have the weights have more of an impact right now because I can put my buggy almost at max weight and it'll be just as fast. So there's my first kill using just straight up the Thug. Oh, see what I mean about people having high tier weapons in low tier games? That guy's got a pair of drones. We're in a pretty low tier game, and yet he's coming out with drones. So, and I'm losing parts. Take out your oil barrels. Take out your oil barrels. Oil barrels explode. That's one of the nice things about them. So yeah, you put them on your vehicle. You've just put an explosive weak point on your vehicle. Well, I'm dead. There we go. So that was my Thug trick. And as you see, the point value here is pretty low. My Thug is only 1631. The highest cars in this are at about the 2000 range. And that's the thing. A lot of people like to build minimalistic stuff. And this guy's got a special paint job that came from the closed beta test. You can buy those on the market. I have that as well. I love it. It's terrible. That's why I love it. Now this car's flipped on its side. You see how he just popped up and over? Either he waited 30 seconds or he has a car jack. The car jack lets you right yourself. A teammate could drive by and right you as well. They can actually help flip you up, and they don't need a car jack to do that. There's a button you are by default you can press to do that. So I've been talking for like the last 40 minutes on this game, hopefully giving out all kinds of information, which is what I always try to do with these free-to-play reviews. But at this point, I'm going to play for a while, because I absolutely adore this game. And this is why I'm building the razor saws. Notice I need 2 buzz saws to build a chainsaw. You also notice up here you need to buy, or rather rent, the workbench, and it costs actual in-game money, which real world currency, which you can get by selling stuff on the marketplace. And no, the marketplace isn't terrible. I mean, a lot of times you can build something. This thing doesn't sell for that much anymore, but nothing else really does. Wow, the weapon cooler actually sells for more than the turret. You also have, like improved radar, the fuel tank, the rocket boosters sell for a lot, especially right now because of the races. A light generator, this thing, again, it adds an explosive weak spot to my car, but it also gives me 1 extra energy. So, like, see how right now I'm using 7 of my 8 energy? I could actually swap this thing out for a shotgun. Like so. And now I have more energy. If I put the booster in, I could do that for another one, but I'm only going to do it for that top one. I could add a fuel barrel. And you'll notice my part score is going up. You can rotate it. And even though up at the top it only has Q and E, R also rotates. That's the 3rd degree of rotation that's not listed up there. F shows you where all the points are on it. You just press F and see where all the connection points are. The one that has a hole in it right there, these ones down here, that's frame. That is attaching directly to the frame. And some things like wheels and your cab can only attach to frame. I'll turn that view off. There's no mirroring right now. And a lot of people, I've seen some people complain about that. Honestly, even though I try to build symmetrical cars, I don't mind that. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And you'll also note that the oil barrel only has 3, and that drives some people's OCD insane. What? It's only 3? No! Okay, so I've now upgraded this car ever so slightly. It's at the 2,000 mark. All I did is put a different gun on it and an oil barrel. In fact, I'm actually going to move some things around. No, I'm fine. I'm going to leave it back over there. Keep it a little bit hidden. And again, it explodes, and when it explodes, it damages the parts around it. So, let's go ahead and go back into the battle. This time, again, the cannon. I like this one. It's my favorite. And it doesn't matter which of these you pick. You're going against players who are on their own missions. So, this has now been upgraded, and I forgot to switch my shotgun to alt fire, because I'm an idiot. And you can paint your car. You can buy the paints on the market. So it also has loot boxes I was showing you. Every day, if you play for 2 hours, you get a DIY box. That's just this basic box. It holds usually a white part. It can hold blues. And I know, there's the enemy team. Don't want to be here. It can hold blues. I've seen people get blue out of them. I never have. You can also sell the boxes if you just don't care. And, in fact, a lot of people I know do that also so that they have a little bit more money. There's those damn drones. And I'm dead because of the drones. Yeah, that worked well for me. As you see, people build some strange cars. In fact, one of the things I'm going to do, I'm going to bail on this one early, even though I might get less reward for doing so. Bail on it early. Yeah, very little reward. And I'm actually going to build a funny car. This is one of the car designs I've done a few times. I love it. I call it the railroad track. This straight up is one of the best things I build in this game. At least it's just one of the more fun ones. And people have gotten used to it, actually. It used to be a surprise to players of, what the heck? How am I supposed to deal with that? And right now, on stream, on live, to the world, I will tell you how to deal with this vehicle. But since this game is beta, I decided let's test extremes. I mean, isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? Testing just how extreme a vehicle you can build. You can fill up this garage. You can build out to the door. You can build back to the poles there. You can build to the side to the poles. You can build up to the ceiling. Even though there is this white or this yellow triangle here, this yellow square triangle, wow. Rectangle, thank you, words. Even though there's that yellow rectangle there, you certainly don't have to confine yourself to it. So already we got some pretty good design, right? Now that's just fun. Let's go ahead and keep extending this forward. Now you'll note that I'm using these to get as much length as possible. Hopefully I'm not already, yeah, I'm not at the, whoa. I guess I can't build out to the door. That is it. There it is. I have reached the length. And I'm actually quite sad by that because I wanted to build it longer. So I'm going to have to do this. Oops. No, no. Right click removes. Point at something and left click duplicates it if you have an extra one. No, no. Keep going build. This isn't done yet. Try to line them up. None of those left. However, I have 2 lightweight ones. So let's delete those 2. Let's move this one down here. I'm going to put the lightweight ones out front because they're easier to shoot off. And I want as much length on this car as possible. I'm actually kind of sad that I reached the limit. So no parts of those left. We'll nuke those. Build this. I might actually have reached the full length of this car now. Nope, still another one. We'll see how far back it'll go too. Thought you could actually go all the way to the door, so I'm kind of sad that I reached the limit before that. I think they reduced the actual full length of this. Only slightly, though. One of these. Come on. I have to zoom in here. I'm putting all of my frames up. And these lightweight ones, like I said, they have less structure. They're easier to destroy. They also weigh less. Okay, that's it. That is all of my parts. That is all of my structure. Look how long this thing is stretched out. So let's put a cab on it. And I'm going to put this all the way back here. Now it needs wheels. It needs enough wheels that it can actually maneuver. So I'm going to put 2 small steering wheels up near the front. I'm going to put a couple here and here. Now I want to put a couple regular small wheels. One here, one here. Now I need some medium steering wheels. Let's put one here. This is in case a smaller part gets shot off. One here, one there. And just in case, right up here on the cab itself. Well, next to the cab. Come on. Come on. I know you've got the room for it. Did I put it in front? Or did I put the other one? You're off center. You're off center. That's what happened. Now let's try that again. Now let's put them back here, actually. Right under it. Nope, under it, I said. Okay, and actually put a couple in back as well. Just in... because this... you need them in back with this vehicle, otherwise it won't turn very well. Now, let's put some... I'm going to put a light generator all the way back here, too. That's a weak spot. It can get shot at, but it's so far away from anything that matters, it doesn't matter. Why did I put a generator on, though? Because I want to put 6 of these on the vehicle. Put 1 here. Because this thing has 11 by itself. This uses 2. That gives it an extra one. So I can put 6 of these on. I like to put them between the tires. Makes it a little harder to shoot them. Ooh, I am at my part limit. So let's remove some wheels. Wow, I'm going to have to move some wheels around. I didn't realize I'd be at my part limit so quickly. I've gotten more pieces of frame. That's what happened. I'm going to pull these ones back. Alright, first off, let's test this. I can maneuver it. I can drive it. It's nice and long. It's got a lot of wheels. Not as many as I'd like. But as you see, it actually does drive. So here we are. The railroad track. Let's jump in a game. Now, the purpose of this car, kind of twofold. Number one, it does serve as a block. Number two, it's got fairly low level. Well, not this version, apparently. This is 3600. But it's got a fair amount of structure because, well, look at all those parts. And the machine guns are well spaced out on it. It's kind of hard to deal with. It doesn't provide much of a profile, so a lot of things are hard to hit. And players don't seem to know where to shoot on this thing. Let me give you a hint on where to shoot. Don't shoot the tires. You try to shoot the guns, that's fine. But what you want to do, you don't want to shoot the cab. You want to shoot the frame right in front of the cab. That's going to be the most annoying part to lose. Because that takes off, well, everything in front of that. And look at this. I'm already distracting the enemy. I'm taking some damage, but... Come on, come on. And 6 guns, it does a fair bit of damage when it focus fires someone. Now, I've lost a lot of wheels on one side, but because of how many wheels and how large this thing is, it's still going. I've MVP'd in this thing several times. Oh, how cute. Oh, I'm dead finally. I had a couple guys focus on me, but yeah, that's my railroad track. That's my favorite fun vehicle. But I'm going to go back and use one of my normal vehicles for a while. I just wanted to kind of show you guys that off. Like I said, the best place to shoot that thing, if you see something like that, if you see somebody driving a railroad track, don't necessarily go for the cabin, which, you know, would be the easiest way to kill it. But if you're doing that, you're not focusing on other parts, and his guns are going to be on you. Don't necessarily focus on the guns either. Don't get me wrong, having those stripped sucks. But if you can take out the frame that's in front of the cabin, it takes everything in front off. And that can reduce the mobility, that can reduce the weapons. That's the key. But you see what kind of extremes you can build. Go nuts, man. I know people build giant towers and such, so let's go back to this. My little over for, you know, I'm gonna go back to. I don't know which one to use. Lunatic Shoddy, I've already shown that off. This was the first of my over 4,000 vehicles that I built specifically just to get over 4,000, so I could do some of those missions. And yes, as you see, I have the gold paint on it. I haven't really used it in a while because it's just not as good anymore. Go back to this one, since this one actually contains both fuel tanks. You can see them there. Having duplicate fuel tanks does not help you. The only thing it really does is if one gets blown off and another one doesn't, you can still get the 5. But even then, you just put more explosive parts on your car. Not necessarily recommended, which is why generally, and I've got all of my explosive parts in one pack. Some people say don't do that because if one goes up, they all go up, and this is true. Pretty much, if I lose my barrel, I lose my barrel, my engine, and my other barrel. There's no way not to. They're all right there. So protect it. Put in a bunch of armor. But this is the main vehicle that I've been using. It's got good alpha with the 2 cannons. It's not the best vehicle. I have other weapons. I've got a couple missile launchers I could throw on instead of the cannons if I wanted to. I like the cannons better. Even though the cannons have limited ammo, that does suck. I only got 12 shots on them. They both fire every time. I can't, like, they're both set up to the same button, so it's not like I can go bang, bang, bang. Like, boom, right there. You see that? Straight up, I've already destroyed a vehicle. Now, some people also ask, why is there that sword in the front between the cannons? That's to prevent melee guys from just coming on and wrecking the cannons. Because they can just drive forward and boom. Nope, they're coming behind me, so... Which side you guys gonna come on? Which side? I'm gonna keep my front pointed toward you. Coming from that side, of course. He's got a couple shotguns. And he's down. And there goes... Remember I told you about having all those explosives in one spot? There they went. And it's actually harder to turn with the 4-turn... With just the 4-turn wheels up front. That actually does make it difficult to turn. But I have the 4-turning wheels in front in case my front wheels go. My second wheels can turn. Now I'm dead. I tend to get in the thick of combat, so I die a lot. But this is Crossout, currently in beta. It's not on Steam yet. It has a Steam page, but you cannot download it on Steam yet. You have to go through Gaijin's website, or just crossout.net, I believe it is, or Google Crossout. You'll find it. It's free to play. There are, of course, things to buy. You don't have to pay. You don't have to buy anything. In fact, even getting the premium currency, you can just use the market. You can just sell all your scrap there and buy things on the market. There's a lot of players who just do that. I don't think there's any like referral codes in this one. So what did I say were some of the bad parts? The people bringing high-end weapons to low-tier games, and right now there's not really a way to avoid that. I personally think my suggestion for that would be... Oh, here's something I hadn't talked about yet, but I'll get to it. My suggestion would be have a minimum point value to your car before you can use a purple, even a blue, or a purple, or an orange weapon. So that you don't have that a car that is nothing but a frame, 4 wheels, a cab, and orange weapons. So I wish there was a minimum part level to use those. And there's no reason for there not to be. That'd be easy enough to do. And that would also help it so that it doesn't change the actual value of the parts themselves and kind of unbalance that. Okay, one other thing. There's a couple things they do to try to kind of limit your amount of play, but still reward you for playing every day. You get a lot higher bonus reputation for up to a certain amount every day. It's like your first 60,000 rep, you get plus 400%, that's at least right now. But only the first 60,000. After that, you're back to normal. So at that point, it's kind of low rep. At least that's how it feels, low reputation. Also, you have those weekly limitations on how much scrap, how much iron, or how much wire, how much... Oh, my weapons are gone. You have weekly limitations for how much scrap, how much wire, how much electronics you can get. The scrap limit you'll tend to hit fairly frequently. The other two, not so much. At least I haven't been able to hit them yet. I've been trying, but I also mostly try to get parts. I don't particularly like that the brawl is not always available. I wish there was always at least one brawl open, but maybe because you can get the boxes from them, they don't want them to just flood the market. So you only have one brawl every now and then. As you see, I'm getting... And then, okay, some tactics in this game, you really do want to stay with your team. You're not... It's whatever team sticks together most tends to be the one that wins, because you really can't do much on your own versus a group. You're going to get outgunned. You're going to get outnumbered. Can I get you? No. Oh, I did a little bit of damage to him as I passed by. But yeah, you're going to do some damage to the players, but you get outnumbered, you get overwhelmed. You're going to die. Your team's going to be at a disadvantage. They tend to start getting tilted one way pretty quickly. Not always, but that's what tends to happen. Strip your enemy of weapons. That's the thing you should be targeting. Especially this guy with those guns should have been targeting weapons. The paint jobs and such, everything's available on the market except for structure parts. Even the custom parts from those cars. So you could like buy a Fury and just sell off all the parts to get even more cash if you wanted to. Now if they don't get this in the next 4 seconds, we win. 2, 1. Victory! We had more cars. They came close, but we had more cars. As you see, I'm getting bonus reputation right now. Extra 400%. So I'm leveling up faster every day. And I still... Now here's where you can see where those are. In the battle... You hover over this, you see what your scrap limit for the week is. You see it just reset today. And you can see your reputation gain. I'm almost at my cap for the day. Or not cap, but I'm almost at the energy boosted cap. That's Crossout. Now, I might do more recordings of this later on, just as streams. They won't be up on YouTube if I do that, most likely. Just stuff that if you tend to watch my channel, hey, he's playing Crossout. Yeah, I love this game. I absolutely adore this game. I love the Mad Max feature. I'm not good at Robocraft at all. Building things has just been a pain for me. I'm going to go ahead, and I don't think I have it. Yeah, see, I have a DIY box. I got that from... You get missions every day. One of the missions is play for 2 hours a day. Boom. That was what I just got here. And I got that while I was recording with you. One of the missions, you have a daily mission up to 3, as you can see, which I complete every day. And you can actually reset one of them. I don't know if you can reset more than one. I've completed it every day. So you do get the basic missions. Those give you even more scrap to go on top of your scrap pile. And that does actually go above your limit. And when you spend 14 hours in a week, and it hasn't reset lately. This has been for about 6 days now, so it might reset. I don't know if it resets today or tomorrow. I think it resets... I think tomorrow's the last day of it. So you then get a loot container which has more blue or not. But let's go ahead and open this loot container and see what piece of crap white piece I get. So here we go. Loot container. Click this again. Now as you see, it shows you all the cool stuff. Hey, you can get this. Oh look, there's even some purples. Yay! Look, you're not getting a purple. You're getting a Huntsman. Woo, it's worth 4 cents. Whatever. I've never gotten anything good out of these. And as I say, you can buy them on the market. You can sell them on the market. So how does the market work? Well, let's just go say I want to get rid of one of these cannons. Right click. I can either automatically sell it for 4 because that's what someone's asking for it. I can try to put them up in the market. 10 is the minimum that's up there. Let's actually sell one of these. So I go to trade. And as you see, there is not a lot of difference right now. There's 3 on the market for 16. Somebody wants to buy one. Somebody wants to buy one for 16. 3 of them are on sale for 17. Not a lot of difference. For the blue parts, though, there is more difference. And we've got 11 minutes before that's done, so I'm not going to worry about it. For the blue parts, though, as you can see, there's going to be more of a difference here. Let's see, 40 versus... And I can't sell it because it's in use. Can't sell that because it's in use. These are on my Leviathan. I can't sell them while they're on the Leviathan, and the Leviathan's out in the world. But like this one, I could just straight up sell it for 36, buy it for, or buy one that's on the market for that price. You can put them on the market for different prices. You could put a buy order that's a little bit lower than what's out there and just wait. You can put a sell order that's a little bit higher than what's out there and hopefully wait. If there's a buy order and a sell order, I think what happens, I don't know which number comes up more important. if somebody like puts one on sale for once, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. I am going to sacrifice a piece of crap. Where is a piece of crap? A radio. Radios are 3 cents. Buy for 1. That doesn't work. Buy for 1. That doesn't work either. I need one where the buy is not 1 cent. 2 cents. That doesn't help me either, because I'd only get 1 cent from it. Well, let's try this. Okay, see that this one has somebody wants to buy one for 12 cents. I have 8.27. Let's do this. Let's trade, sell. Can I actually sell it for Okay, so here the buyer will pay 2 cents. I'll get 1 cent from it. No, I want to actually get a cent from it. Now the question is, will it go to this guy who wants to buy it for 13? Sell. I actually got it for 13. So I got it for the highest current buying asking price. So that's what happens when you sell it for the minimum. Good to know. Hey, testing. I wanted to find that out. I found it out for you guys. Sacrificed a gun. Oh no. So that's how the market works. And as you see, you can limit stuff on the market. And you can go to structure and find absolutely nothing, because no structure pieces are for sale. None. You only get the ones that you earn. And now, like, I bought this car here, the Thug. And you'll notice that one of the things the Thug comes with, a couple bumpers. You actually earn bumpers while leveling. I still only have the 2 bumpers. So I think with the packs like this, if you get the items normally as you level, but you already have the pack, it just says you already have it, go. So you don't get extras like this. You still get the blueprint though. And yes, you can test the blueprints out before you buy them. So I can go out and try this tank. I tried the Fenrir. You saw that. The faction cars that you unlock as you play. I've got, you know, some various lunatic or engineer designs. I can't actually build this all the way because I'm missing a lot of parts. But some of the parts like this here, this is just cosmetic. But these balloon tires I don't have. But if I tried building it, it would build it without those parts. Another engineer truck. This one I can build. I can just straight up click it. I will have this car and go out with it. Same with, like, this one I had to actually build the cab, build these rocket launchers, and the engine for. The engine's in this. And I could just straight up build that one. If I tried building another one, this I'm missing a purple gun, some decorations, and these chain tires. So if I do go to load, boom, those parts are missing. So it only gives me what I have. Painting. One last thing. I'm trying to give you every detail I can think of, and I've been missing details, but... So, you have a car that you like. For example, I've got my Cannoneer here loaded up. Now, you'll notice that I've got 4 different colors on this thing. It's brown back here. It's got this weird tribal pattern down there. It's got this green that you've seen from the Thug. It's got this weird fire pattern and kind of checker pattern on the bumper. That actually comes with the bumper, so that's not painted at all. You got this gold pattern on the blade, and this actually is painted. It's that tan paint. I've got like 5 different paints on this thing. As you're building, hit tab to go to your part screen. You go to your paint, and you pick one of them out. These 2 I purchased. This is from the battle test. This is from the closed beta test. They're on the market. You can buy them yourself. The other one, there's also Lone Ranger stripes, Lone Ranger stars. You kind of make American flag theme, and Crash Dummy from the alpha. That one's expensive, but they are available. The reason they did that is so that people who have the beta of the game can sell their stuff, or have the alpha can sell their stuff in the market if they don't care, if they don't like cosmetics, and so that people like me who really like this paint job can just buy it. You can either point it apart and spray it, and everything can get sprayed, as you can see. Or you can just hit O and spray paint the entire thing. What if you want to remove the paint? That's what the paint thinner's for. And of course, you can do that in use. How? Oh, load. Is that still in use? No, it's not in use. That is weird that that one showed up as in use, because that's a null thing. Shop. No, storage. I just want to double check. See, you can sell... You can't sell the ones that came as you leveled. This one was... These are the ones you get as leveling. First this, then that, then this, then this. And there's going to be a sky blue coming up next. You can't sell the paint thinner that gets rid of the paint. These, however, I can. But I'm not going to, because I bought those. Yeah, okay. I think that's about everything. I hope that's about everything. I hope I've convinced some of you to play it. It's a great game. Has this thing? No, it has not been out there yet. It is a great game. I love almost every aspect of it. I love how quick the matches are. I like the matchmaking is a little problematic, especially with people bringing high weapons in a low tier, but that's fine. Right now, there are ways to get it. I would like them to try to figure out how to do it. I like the fact that you can level up. As engineers is your main one, and you're always an engineer. Even if you pick another class, you still are leveling engineer, and you get the parts from doing so. You see there's the blue comes up at 21. But you can also choose a side one, and I can actually switch to the nomads here if I wanted to. Lunatics are shotguns, rocket launchers, melee, buggies. Nomads are more their airplane style parts and machine guns, and as you see here's where you get the autocannon. And you get a Wyvern cab, which is based off an aircraft. And you get some engines, and more radar, and of course, their wheels are landing gears. And these are, of course, where the drones come from. And they have the... pardon me. They have the stealth effect. That's kind of nice. And as you see, you get different levels. At level 5, you can unlock... See, when you switch them, that's how you unlock the manufacturing of them. At level 5, you unlock the rare manufacturing, or the epic manufacturing, and then the legendary. And that's where you get the blueprints. And fortunately, blueprints only requires parts, not anything else. Storage expansions, so that you can actually get more storage. And again, you can sell these on the market. As you see, they are available on the market. Even the blueprint storage, you can sell them, you can buy them if you don't want to craft them. Or they have crafting parts that they have to use the purples to get at. So these are, of course, very expensive on the market. Look at that price. That's insane. And they have, of course, the scavengers are more kind of truck and cannon, and a little bit of melee as well. But as you see, they got the trucker cab, they've got the bigger cannons, powerful engines, twin wheels. They're the big guys. They like big, heavy stuff. Heavy machines. Cannons there, more turrets. And the Steppenwolves are more kind of military, as they're saying, the Jawbreaker. And I bought this cab because it's an awesome cab. APC wheels, which are probably a lot more armored. The Sidekick drone. They don't have much in the way of diversity because they're the elite ones. You've already got your cannons and such. But they have this, the Caucus. This thing automatically targets and attacks. It's nice. They also have the Walker legs. Now, the advantage of those Walker legs, they're slow, but they're really well armored, and you have no kickback from like cannons and such. I could put a couple cannons on the vehicle and I could flip my vehicle over. These are also the only people who have a purple cab. And then in their weapons, they only have the Mandrake, which is basically an artillery piece. One last thing this thing has is the Exhibition. These are player-built models up here. And again, you can click one and test drive it if you wanted to. And see what it has, what it doesn't have. This guy built himself a missile boat. That's the whole point of it right there. It just fires a bunch of missiles. And it tips over very easily. And it does not have a car jack. So that thing's useless. Don't get it. Lots of power score. There are, of course, you can also see what other Leviathans people have built. Like, this thing's just nuts. Let's test drive it and see what happens. This is just the Leviathan that's sole purpose is having 30 machine guns. That is a fair bit of damage that it focuses on the front. but I think it's kind of weak to the sides and all. If you can get around it, it'd be pretty decent, pretty easy to destroy. In fact, let's try something real quick here. Because these things automatically fire when they're close enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see... Yeah, if you get behind it, only 4 of the guns can point at you. Not a particularly great design. And you can see which ones I have. None. Yay. You can vote by how many likes, how many dislikes. Okay, let's see what this thing does. Hey, my thing's done. Test drive. And this one is not meant to actually go out in the world. This is meant for you to go flying. 1 and 2 steers it. 0 just takes off. So that's kind of fun. Guy built an airplane. Yeah, physics. And now if you've seen, say, Boris the Slav, you might have seen his particular car. I think that was how it was spelled. Nope. Let's screw it. Mailman. It's not up there anymore. Like a Maxim. Ah, it's not up there anymore. The Mailman Maxim's gone. Oh, well. Oh, I guess they don't stay up there forever. That is a shame. But he had built one, the Mailman Maxim, up there. He also showed us the Beyblade. And this one is hilarious. Yeah, it... Oh, that's why. Weak. So if I do this all time... There it is. Life of Boris. There's the Mailman Maxim. This is the car that he built. So yeah, you can actually check it out yourself here. Now, I don't have all the parts for it, of course. I don't have this paint job. He's actually level 21 plus, or... Yeah, he's level 21 plus. You can't buy that. He's been playing the game for a bit. There's also the good old-fashioned Beyblade, which he showed, which is great. I'm glad he showed us this. This one's hilarious. So, let's test drive it. Oh, that doesn't seem that impressive. What's so good about it? And it just keeps spinning. Now, you sit there and do this enough times, you'll blow off into orbit. It's great. Just goes faster and faster and faster. I love the physics in this. I love playing with the physics engine in this. Woo! It's trying to tell me the car's flipped. In 30 seconds, I can unflip it. I'm going to see if I can blast this guy into space. Now, one thing with the chat, as you can see, there's a chat in the screen. There's a chat in the game. You can chat with your team. You can chat with your party. You cannot chat with the other team. You can only do general when you're outside of general. Now, I'm watching. My screen's got a lot more frame rate than the recording here. You're only seeing like 2 frames of it. I see 5 frames of it going around in circles. Oh, well, I'm not going into space yet. But as you see, and I have no control over this. It's bouncing all over the damn place. Now we'll go ahead and pick up my thing and just, oh, getting bouncy, getting bouncy. Can I go yet? Nope, nope, not going into space. But as you see that little light flash there tells you, hey, you're done. Go check out your stuff. Boom, I had a buzzsaw. And the workbench is free to use again. I could just sell it and get the parts, or I could sell the scrap and get the parts. But I like to build things myself. I'm old-fashioned that way. That's it, guys. That's Crossout. I love this game. I want it to succeed. Pick it up, check it out, see if you find any major bugs in it or any parts that you really don't like. I think they did a really good job. I like the way the marketplace is working, but I'm kind of wary that prices are a little too balanced and almost make it not worth crafting. Don't worry about that. I think crafting should be worth it. I think the parts should be ultimately cheaper than crafting, especially since you have to rent the workbench and it takes time to craft. And right now, that's not the case. So, they have the limitation on scrap, and that's partly to help try to keep the prices from just completely tanking. I don't like the fact that you can put any gun on any vehicle no matter what. It was like, watch this. Build again. Quick delete. I'm going to do this. Put one frame down, one cab, 4 wheels. I'm going to use the large frame because I like it. So one frame, the crappy cab, put down 4 wheels, even starter wheels. Like doesn't even matter. Oh wow, I can't put them on here. I'd have to actually extend the back a little bit. Okay, well that's fine. I can put a second frame down. No big loss there. Don't want that frame. Actually, yeah, the frame doesn't even matter. It only costs 40 points anyway. So there. Put on 2 starter wheels to turn up front. 2 regular starter wheels in back. And now I could just put 1 shotgun on, but I put on 2 for the hell of it. This is a pretty low level vehicle. This is absolute minimalist. And yet I have 2 powerful shotguns. And you see I'm actually going up against up to 1600. So it's not like the people I'm fighting against are that high up either. They're really right at my range. So will this be effective? Having 2 decent shotguns and basically nothing else. Now, I'm not getting any fuel for this, obviously, because I don't have any fuel barrels. Fuel barrels are actually pretty expensive part-wise. But you'll notice how quickly just my 2 little shotguns, because they're blue shotguns, are able to rip through these guys. See, I'm not sure I like this. I'm not sure I like being able to have something this low point value. That one's gone. He's only got a cabin, or the once his cannon was left. Look at how effective this thing's doing. See that? You see how effective that was? Does a lot of damage for its tier. It's kind of unfair. I honestly think there should be a minimum part value to put these things on. Like 2,000 or 2,500 just so you can put on the blue guns. Higher for the purple and orange, obviously. That would help balance out the... pardon me. That would help balance the tiers out a little bit more, and I think that's necessary. But other than that, I really do enjoy this game, and I want it to succeed. So pick it up, guys. Check it out. Hope you've enjoyed my review, or hope you've enjoyed me sitting here talking for an hour and a half about a game I love. Tried to describe as much as I could on it. Tried to show you some battles. Hopefully you guys improve. This will be going up on YouTube. I still haven't... The copyright things on Redneck Rampage is still up in the air. I don't know what's going to happen. Generally, if I do more videos of just my streaming playing this, I'm not going to be doing much commentary. It's just going to be my playing this game with some friends. But hey, I can do that now that I've reviewed it for you. Till next time, Internet. I don't know what game I'm doing tomorrow. I have an idea, but it really is going to determine if I feel like playing it or not, and if I want to just do something else. Or hey, if that Steam sale is on, I'm going to be looking to see if there's anything maybe I can buy there. Play those instead. Maybe surprise you with play something actually newish. Whatever. Till next time, take care and enjoy the games you play.